Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker. Today we have a wonderful, celebratory, chill holiday season perfume video. 'Tis the season, let's enjoy it. For whatever holiday you celebrate or don't celebrate, you decide for yourself. I'm just bringing to you, for the cold season, end of year vibes, top 10 holiday season perfumes. You choose the holiday. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. And you can also follow me on Patreon, superdacob, all spelled together for extra perks. You can also push newly added the join button next to the subscription button on my perfume channel. There is a membership program for extra perks on my perfume channel. So welcome to all the new members. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to keep expanding this program as time goes on. So thank you to everybody who has already pledged. So let me shift to the side. Today we have a little bit of a different setup happening, as I'm going to show to you the top 10 perfumes for the holiday season. The first one being, surprise, surprise. And I wanted to kind of give you the newest iteration of it. Let me show you. The newest iteration of Jean Paul Gaultier's Classique. This is the outfit, as we know, Gaultier, that is now owned by Puig, every holiday season comes out with a special little outfit for their classic perfumes. It's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss from year to year. You know, sometimes the outfits are not really my thing. Usually very red, very, you know, the holiday season red and green, right? Silver is also a very holiday season color, but this time the corset really works. So this is your classic Jean Paul Gaultier Classique Eau de Toilette, which I adore. I think it's marvelous. This particular smell of lipstick and vanilla, IYKYK. Gaultier always said he was inspired. He wanted a perfume. This one was released in the 90s, by the way. It was the first perfume he released. Back then just called Gaultier. Later on, they added the name Classique to it, but he wanted that smell when his grandma and mom were taking him to the theater, that smell of the old wood and of the dancers and actors dancing and moving, and then their makeup combined with the wood and the perfume that they would be wearing would emanate off the stage towards him, and he wanted to capture that smell in a perfume. And that's how Classique was born, one of my favorite perfumes of all time. And I am really happy that they still give it a special outfit every season. This particular season, I think it's very, very well executed. So you do get your classic Eau de Toilette, not a flanker, in this silver corset, which is very much, minus the little kind of faux fur at the top to keep our bust warm, the bust bottle warm. The bottom part is very, very kind of, making me feel the Madonna Celebration Tour vibes. I know this is not a corset that she wore for her Celebration Tour, although Gaultier did make some Classique bottles dressed in the iconic Blonde Ambition Tour golden Madonna corset, as well as her dancers during the, scene when they were doing the fiddly diddly on the bed, and the big cone bras in kind of a flocked orange color. It's many, many years ago. But this comes pretty close. Plus, as I'm filming this video, the Celebration Tour isn't over yet. So who knows? Maybe Madonna will be, she's changing up her corsets, her Gaultier corsets throughout the tour. She might wear something similar to this at a certain point. The tour still is going until the next year. I'm super excited for it. So this is also one of the reasons why I chose this bottle. It's giving me, Madonna vibes. I wish Gaultier made an actual edition for the Celebration Tour of the Madonna concert, that make like a Madonna bottle for the tour to commemorate the tour. But then again, I was also thinking, maybe Madonna wanted too much money to have her name involved. I don't know. You never know. But anyway, so I was talking to my friend Jesus about this, and we were like thinking it would be amazing if the Celebration Tour got also a Classique Gaultier bottle. But for the holiday season, it comes in a beautiful box. By the way, hashtag not sponsored. Okay, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. And it is just my opinion that the smell of this beautiful vanilla floral concoction with a hint of ginger in it is just beautiful. for the winter season. It just brings you back to the 90s in the best of ways, and it just makes you feel youthful again, like you could do anything. It's amazing. So I highly recommend it, and especially in this limited edition outfit. Now, the next one that I want to share with you would be another Gaultier. Now, this one doesn't enter often in my roster because it's discontinued, and I do have backup bottles of this, but I'm a little bit hesitant of showing it often just because it's really hard to get, and I don't want people to be like, oh my God, I really want something that's not available, and then you end up spending a ton of money on the pre-loved market. But, you know, it is what it is. And this one is Francis Kurkdjian fragrance from 2007 with Petit Grain Neroli, Chamomile, and Basil. Now, the Neroli in this thing is on another level. It's so powerful. It's unfortunately discontinued, but I wish they would bring it back. In fact, when Gaultier announced that they're bringing back By the Power of Two, I thought to myself, no, first you got to bring this back. This one deserves more to be back than By the Power of Two. I know this is considered just a flanker of Le Mal, but to me it's its own perfume. I sneeze when I spray this on. The neroli is that intense that it causes me an allergic reaction just the first sniff. Then I'm fine. I don't get any skin allergies with this one. But the neroli in this thing is so potent and oily and dense and deep. It's basically if neroli would be warmed up and heated and burning, that would be this. This is why it's so good in the holiday season. It's a floral, milky perfume. You remember the ad campaign back in the day, this gorgeous model laying in a bathtub of milk and petals of neroli floating around him. IYKYK. Honey, one doth wonder who produced all that milk. Was it the model? I don't know. But anyway, so back, mine's out of the gutter and back into this gorgeous perfume. That chamomile, neroli, petit grain, mixed together. It's an eau de toilette, but it behaves like an extrait. I kid you not. This thing would go on for days. On the clothes, forget about it. You can't even wash it off. On the skin, 15 hours easy on me. It was that intense. And the vanilla in here is also, wow, on another level. In fact, this juice turns very dark after a year or two of having it. It turns into like a brown color. It oxidizes. I mean, this thing is intense. And usually all around here, the little spray nozzle, it becomes all orangey. Like, it's a powerful neroli perfume, and it is a masterpiece. Beautiful to wear the holiday season. It makes you feel like floral, but warm and cozy at the same time. So it's a beautiful duality between hot and cold, although it is a very hot perfume, right? So the white floral milky coolness combined with that incredible neroli. It's just a masterpiece. And a very nostalgic smell as well, even though it's 2007, so you can't say technically it's 50 years old yet. I wish they bring it back. There you go. Let's see our number 3. Of course, I could not have my list for the holiday season without Chanel's Egoiste, the smaller sister to Bois Noir, which is a smaller sister to Bois des Îles. But Egoiste stands in its own right. This is the current version of the bottle that we have with a kind of a flat stopper. They only sell it as a spray, even though it used to be available as a splash bottle in the past, and the lids all had a wood grain texture to them because they were all reminiscent of Bois Noir, which was the test run for Egoiste, only available in the Chanel boutiques. I would personally not recommend you to spend thousands of dollars trying to hunt down the discontinued Bois Noir. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth the money. Let the scalpers marinate on their own juices. Do not buy it. The current version of Egoiste is, in my humble opinion, amazing. It's not as warm as it used to be in the 90s. Yes, it went through several reformulations, but why is this a great holiday fragrance? Because that cinnamon in there, that clove, the sandalwood, it's like all of the smells that you're used to smelling in the northern hemisphere towards the end of the year. For whatever holiday you might be celebrating or wishing to celebrate or spend time with your loved ones, it brings the vibe, you know, the mistletoe vibe, the tree vibe, the evergreen trees, the, you know, all of the spices that you would put in your drinks and teas and whatever other beverages you have. So this thing is a spicy, warm, beautiful holiday fragrance. The current version of it is weirdly smoky, but in a good way. So I really like the current version of Egoist. I know that Egoist, and we're not talking Egoist Platinum here, we're talking Egoist. Egoist is unfortunately not distributed worldwide. So Chanel has limited its distribution to several countries, so you can't get it everywhere. Unfortunately, I do prefer Egoist to Platinum Egoist. So if you can get your hands on this, sniff it. It's not a blind purchase though, you know, because you might not like the spices in here, but that clove, oh my gosh. The clove, cinnamony clove in here is on another level. Plus that added smidge of smokiness that I detect in the current formula. Wow. It's a very sophisticated perfume, albeit a little bit watered down as opposed to its counterpart from the 90s. Beautiful for the holiday season. It warms the soul, warms the spirit, makes you feel all tingly and happy and cheerful. Really, really love Egoist. The next one on my list would be our number 4. Another Chanel. This would be the Coromandel Extrait. Now, you could go for the Eau de Parfum as well, but this little gidget. And I chose specifically the Extrait because you want to dose this just right. This is the one that I recommend putting on right before going to sleep during the holiday season. It warms up and spices up just the right amount. You know, it is a very, very, very woodsy, warm, white chocolate accord, believe it or not, in its original eau de toilette formulation and concentration from the late 2000s, which I have in my collection. You really sniff out the white chocolate blended in with the patchouli and the dry down, and it is on another level of magic. The Eau de Parfum doesn't really go there that much. It kind of stays in a weirdly red territory. If a perfume could have a color, it would be reddish, like a brown lacquered red, like the Coromandel panels in 31 Rue Cambon, Coco Chanel's apartments. The Parfum stays warm, more linear, and soothing. So it's very, 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 very nice and comforting and soothing to go to bed with. It warms up the spirit. If it's a cold winter night during the holiday season, couple of drops of that here, and maybe on this, in this area, and you're gonna feel so. It's gonna make you feel like you're on another level. You're gonna really be happy. I mean, at least I am. So this is a perfume that I really, really enjoy quite a bit during the holiday season. So, and yes, it's the Extrait. I know, not to everyone's liking. It's not a spray. It's a splash bottle. It's only 15 ml. We'll go. But is what is. Loves it. Love it. Audrey says in the live chats, I wore this in Lapland. It's wonderful. And you know Lapland is cold. You went there when it was really cold. White chocolate, baby. The next perfume on my list would be the number 5. The 5th fragrance. Listen. Dior's Addict. Whether it be the OG version with the gold hardware and the, you know, you turn around the little thing, the knob, and the little sprayer is right there. You can't take the lid off. Or whether it be the Extrait, super limited, or the elixirs that came out, or the current version of the Eau de Parfum. This is a beautiful vanilla. This one also turns into a blood red color as it ages and as it oxidizes. You don't think you can see the color of the juice here, but usually you just project a spotlight from the back of the bottle and you're going to see how red the juice turns after a while. It can almost stain if you have this a couple of years as it oxidizes. The tiare flower, the Queen of the Night flower, the vanilla, the bubbly kind of creamy vanillic aldehydic concoction that this thing is on another level. It is a beautiful early 2000s fragrance. This is kind of one of the biggest exponents of the Y2K era, really. This is, in a nutshell, how the Y2K era smelled. So another reason why I'm bringing this perfume into the roster this holiday season is because the kids today are really into the revival of the Y2K era. So I'm telling you right now, if you want to round off that look, that Y2K look, you're going to need the Y2K perfume. And that would be this one. Yes, you could also wear your Juicy Couture perfume, but it's not the same quality. Dior's Addict, IYKYK. And it is so warm, so deep, so creamy, balmy. It's like a balm, like a balsamy, creamy pot of goodness. It warms you up. It is a holiday fragrance. It is a winter fragrance. It is majestic in the cold weather. It just makes you feel some type of way. Makes you want to cuddle, makes you want to make out, makes you want to do all the dirty stuff. It's just, yeah, holiday season galore. The sixth fragrance on my list, listen, I needed to, look, this is so beautiful. This is not the original ad campaign of Elizabeth Taylor's Passion from the 80s. It's gone through several reformulations, but and nowadays it's considered a cheapie because you can get it for a relatively good price, but I adore this perfume. Thank goodness that you can get it for a better price. So you see the stopper is kind of the modern day stopper. They've cheapened a little bit the manufacturing of this bottle. I don't care. Whatever they keep doing with it, I'm going to always love this perfume. The smell of Elizabeth Taylor's purple eyeballs, that sounded gross. It's not like her eyeballs had a smell. Ew. But she was famous for her purple eyes, and that's why also Passion has this like purple nuance and hue into it. And they also do have Passion for men. I love it as well. But Passion for women, that irisy, lilac-y, vanilla powder accord in here, it's just the best of the 80s, seriously. And again, another very warm, even though powdery, warm and dry at the same time fragrance. This thing is amazing. 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 It makes you feel the shoulder pads again. It makes you feel Elizabeth Taylor's huge hairdos that she had in the 80s. The diamonds, you know what I mean? The whole shebang. It is opulence. It is decadence. It's cosplaying. It's like dressing up for holiday. When you dress up for the holidays and you zhuzh it up and you add a smidge of tacky, a little extra crystal dangling from the ear. You start looking like a Christmas tree yourself. And then you spray this on. Oh, bliss. It's kitsch in the best of ways. This is good quality trash. Like John Waters would say, good trash is really hard to do. It's really hard to come by. And no disrespect to Elizabeth Taylor, who I adore. And also to this perfume, which I adore. But there's a element of kitsch in here that is just unprecedented. It is just so delicious. Really, really beautiful for the holiday season. And the holiday season is a very kitsch season. Let's be honest here. Come on, let's keep it very real. The decorations and the tinsels and the silver and the red and the green and, the color combo of all the holiday seasons is not the best during the holiday season, end of year. But then thank God for this gorgeous purple combo to kind of seep into the holiday colors. Love it. From the color to the smell. Gorgeous. And I love the price because this one has a good price. So number 7 on our selection of the top 10 fragrances that I recommend this holiday season. I needed to take one of the OG old school ad campaigns for Boucheron, Jaipur pour Homme fragrance in its refillable bottle that I used to own. Unfortunately, it got lost in my collection, and they do not make this bottle like this anymore, the refillable bottle, but I wish I knew where I lost it. Because let me tell you, this came in a metal frame. Okay, so all of this that you see in silver and gold, it was a huge, heavy metal construction that clicks in place. Then you lift it open, and inside is the glass bottle that you can take out once it's empty, buy a new one and put it back in and then lock it back into place. This is the Eau de Parfum, also one of the first Eau de Parfum fragrances for men from the 90s. So this one was released in 1997, and it is a magical composition because I got here lemon and verbena or verbena in the opening notes, but then we got cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, woodsy notes, musky, ambery, almost cloying, sticky when you smell this. It is a masterpiece. If you can manage to get it in the old bottle from, the 90s concentration formula still. Jaipur pour homme and eau de parfum. And lasts days on the skin. It has almost a bitter, sweet smell to it, kind of almost as if somebody created the male version of hypnotic poison, except the bitter almonds have been exchanged and swapped with nutmeg. In fact, the nose behind this one is a Nick Menardo. We'll go. It's a masterpiece and extremely hot and warm fragrance. Really, there's nothing like it out there. So for the holiday season, this is you're going out on it's for the man, but also for the woman because like I say, perfumes don't know gender. You're going out on a date, special little treat, holiday dinner with your special someone, and you want to get it on. Also, if you're going clubbing for the holiday season, this thing is so intense. I mean, they will notice you. Now, the kids of today, this might be too potent for the kids of today. They might be like, oh my God, we'll go. But IYK, if you know, you know. This thing is a great make-out perfume. Oshidi in the chat says, Zaddy Beast. Total daddy beast. This is a daddy beast, definitely. It's a beautiful, spicy, warm fragrance that really heats you up in the cold weather. But it also has ornamental qualities to it, which makes it go very well with like Christmas decorations and the whole shebang, whatever holiday you're celebrating, obviously, not just limited to, but including. And it's an interesting perfume because when I started wearing this many moons ago, it took me a while to get used to it. Like, it was love at first sniff, but then it was obnoxious. I had to like kind of simmer down, like stop. And then I had to learn how to dose it. And this is also one of those, like I say for Cacharel Eden, this is a great one to spray behind the knee. Not too close to the neck area, because you're going to inhale it all the time. Behind the knee and let it kind of just slither over your body, upwards towards your nostrils. It's amazing. Amazing. Great winter scent in general, not just holiday season. Number 8 in this selection is one of the loves of my life, Comme des Garçons Incense series, Avignon fragrance. They have 5 in the incense series. I love all 5 of them, but Avignon has a somber kind of ritual smell to it. That incense in there, it's a dry, serious smell that it's very spiritual, I mean, some people are religious, some people are not religious, and whatever you are, it's great by me. This is not something religious per se, even though this entire series, the 5 incenses, follow the religious roots of the world, like all the different religions in the world. And so a smell has been kind of extracted for every major religion in the world to form the 5 smells of the 5 incense perfumes. But more than religious, and of course this would be the Catholic religion because it's Avignon in France, but forget about that for a second. For me, this is more about spirituality. It's kind of to me, not a religious experience smelling this perfume. It's a spiritual experience smelling this perfume. The second I smell Avignon, it elevates me. It just makes me feel lighter. It makes me feel like my soul is bearing less weight. It's that beautiful. It's a synthetic perfume. Comme des Garçons is famous for playing with synthetics. They're very avant-garde that way. You could say one of the old school OG niche houses out there that do not demand a leg and a kidney for a bottle of perfume. They're relatively fair priced, these bottles. I mean, they're 50 mil. At the moment, I don't know if they go for like $70, $70, $80, or 60, depend. Sometimes they even go on sale. So love Incense Avignon. And of course, because it's so spiritual, end of year vibes galore, very holiday season, very much, spiritual in a sense of let me gather my thoughts. What have I achieved this year? My spiritual growth this year. You're letting also something go. It's also kind of like getting to the point of saying, I'm going to have to let go now. And a new year is about to begin. It's also like the power of goodbye. There you go. Madonna again. It's our little leitmotif. The recalibration tour. I know it's a celebration tour, but we're talking about the hips here. IYK. Okay, so number 9. Here we go. This little beauty. Boy, oh boy, do I love Cabriole by Hermès, or Cabriole by Hermès. This is a non-alcoholic fragrance for the kiddos and for the kids at heart, for the grown-ups as well. I think Hermès markets this one for 3 years and up, or 4+. Don't quote me on this. Go check out on their website if it's 3+ or 4+. What a beautiful, beautiful fragrance this one is. It's kind of bitter when you first spray it on because it's an oily base that needs to kind of simmer down on the skin before it kind of starts blooming. And the base of it is a classic Hermès base, the Osmanthus. Nobody does Osmanthus like Hermès. And you want that DNA of Hermès Osmanthus, which you can only really smell in their Hermessence range fully. Cabriole also delivers that Osmanthus, and it is a gorgeous Osmanthus. It's the DNA of Hermès fragrances. Beautiful little playful bottle. This is not a sticker. This is printed on the bottle. And Cabriole is a word game. It means, in Italian, you can say fare le capriole. Your little kid is kind of trying to do it, like when you kind of make a little circle, with your body, you kind of put your arms on the floor and you flip yourself. That's a cabriole. But cabriole also means capriccioso in Italian, which also means like to be, or birichino, which means to be a little bit naughty, like a little kid that's kind of like not always listening to the parents. The parents say, don't play with, with the Legos now, or with the cards. They're going to fall, and the kid still does it and the cards fall. So cabriole is a word game on that. Cartwheel, and yes, thank you, Chizis. Cartwheel, cabriole is a cartwheel, but cabriole also means to be a little bit naughty. And that Osmanthus, I adore this perfume. Unfortunately, it's very popular, and like everything with Hermès, it's almost always sold out. So you got to be refreshing their website over and over and over again, and then bam, like they drop 3 bottles or whatever, and then you got to buy them, quickly, because then it's always so. Every time I look on their website, it's sold out. Maybe once or twice I found it in stock on their website, but thankfully I purchased my bottles. Yes, I did buy. I stocked up on this one. It was released last year, so I wanted to have the first batch of this perfume before they decide to reformulate it, if ever. I stocked up on it, although I don't know how this is going to age because it's basically almost, completely natural. I don't know if it has any fixatives really in it because it's for kids, right? It has to be a little bit. So I don't know if this thing is going to go stale because of the lack of alcohol in there after a couple of years, whatever. But I did purchase mine in a Hermès counter boutique, fragrance boutique. So they did have it when it came out, and amazing. Amazing. And number 10. Oh, why is this great for the holiday season? Because of the warmth of the Osmanthus. Delicate, smooth, warm. It almost feels like a cashmere blanket, really. Like an Hermès cashmere blanket surrounding you as you're going out and about. And it's alcohol-free, so it has that different type of soft heft to it. Wonderful for the cold season in general, but Holiday Season Amazing. Comes in a beautiful little pouch. The pouch comes in a beautiful orange box. The orange box comes with a beautiful little slide-on sleeve with more drawings. It's a beautiful gift, really. It's already wrapped. Like, you buy it, it's already ready to be gifted. So it's also great to gift for the holiday season. The last one. This little queen here. Guerlain's Shalimar Extrait. Obviously. I mean, this is, I do believe this is the queen or the king or the queen of the holiday season. Shalimar's poetry and magic and the famous Guerlinade in it, the famous vanilla. You see, we have a leitmotif running throughout all of these fragrances. It's the vanilla, it's the woodsy base. They're mostly, those are the perfume, or the sandalwood, or the spices, the clove, the cinnamon. These are kind of the ingredients that we look for in holiday fragrances because they remind us of our childhood. They remind us of warm times. And of course, it had to be the Extrait of Shalimar because it's the most gentle version of Shalimar. Even though it has really, really good lasting power, the biggest poetry of Shalimar is within the Extrait, really, at the end of the day. And you're not going to get another vanilla anywhere else. This thing, the ambery, spiced up vanilla accord in here is, but it starts off with like lemon citrusy notes, like bubbly, lemony, citrusy notes, and then it becomes smidge and hints of gourmand, but it's not. And then it goes into that powdery, irisy kind of powder accord, and then it ends in the vanilla, ambery, musky vanilla that just kind of simmers at the bottom and keeps warming up the entire fragrance on your skin. And you just keep getting wafts of this mixed concoction of that freshness of the citruses, the warmth of the vanilla. So it's kind of hot and cool. It wettens your appetite. It kind of prepares your palate, really, for the holiday season food. In particular, this is great to wear for your holiday season dinner with your loved ones. You're just going to be eating and eating. This opens up your appetite. So it's a little bit dangerous for the calories because this thing makes you want to eat the sweet stuff, really. But it's just beautiful. 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 It's like wearing really, really special, highly developed, high palate desserts like the French know how to do, but in perfume form. Very sophisticated, beautiful for the holiday season. So that would be my top 10. Let me move to the side. Thank you, Guerlain and Shalimar. That would be my top 10 perfumes for the holiday season 2023, except for those of you who have made it thus far, a little bonus. Of course, there is no holiday season without Chanel No. 5, the Extrait. Now, I didn't want to put it in the official top 10 because it's like, I always have Chanel No. 5 at the end of the year because this smells of snow. If you want to know more about, this is the Extrait spray bottle. If you want to know more about Chanel No. 5 and what I have to say about it, and we're going to end the video with me spraying it on, just one spray. Oh my God. This is how snow smells like. If snow were not just snow, but if snow were a book of poetry of a love lost and found. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your holiday season. Be safe. And I'm going to see you all in the next year, perky and ready for more fragrant love and fragrant fun. Thumb up this video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. And until next time, never give up on fragrant love. Bye.